Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Selamat datang sekali lagi ke podcast Oh Ya Ke. Aha, apa khabar semua? Thank you so much kerana sudi mendengar kami di podcast Oh Ya Ke. Aku really appreciate yang korang dah aku appreciate yang korang appreciate actually the last 2 episodes yang aku duduk seorang. Last 2 episode aku duduk seorang emotional lah. Tapi itu just personal punya sharing bab-bab tentang istiqamah, tentang depression, anxiety, things yang I actually went through. So to how did I overcome it, how did I adapt, and how to istiqamah and everything, because there's a lot of people who always macam cakap nak istiqamah susah, tapi memang istiqamah tu memang susah, tapi aku rasa mine is a bit harder because aku tinggal seorang. So untuk istiqamah seorang dalam kat rumah tu kan is harder, sebab if you don't wake up for subuh, you don't wake up for subuh. In that sense lah, kalau kau tak solat, tak ada orang akan tepuk kau kau tak solat lah. In that sense lah. So kalau korang nak dengar aku punya journey for the past year or so tu, korang boleh dah dengar to the last 2 episodes. Okay, episode kali ni adalah something very very special, something yang aku actually have always wanted to interview. And disclaimer sikit, aku akan cakap dengan korang semua, dengar ni with an open heart, because kita nak memahami and kita nak understand the topic itself. Jangan nak menghukum cepat sangat, sebab kita kita ada amal ibadah kita nak dipersoalkan nanti dekat akhirat. So selamat datang Hamim, thank you so much. Apa khabar?
Alhamdulillah baik.
Masya-Allah. Sebab topik yang kita nak memperbualkan ni is actually tentang Syiah lah. It's been a while since I've always wanted to find someone from who is a Shia that aku nak interview and aku actually nak understand of maybe dalam a lot of things aku nak understand lah, macam because I never have a friend yang menganut menganut Shia. Menganut Islam samalah, menganut lah. Menganut is belief lah kan. Mempercayai bukan in that sense lah. So I want to ask you straight to the question is macam, you were raised as a Shia in your family?
Yeah, I mean since young in terms of Islamic education, I was brought up in a family where we are taught about Shiism lah, basically. So we didn't go to madrasas. In fact, I didn't go to like K1 or K2. Spent most of my K1 and K2 days at home-based learning. More of Islamic knowledge lah. Starting from reciting the Quran, Alif Ba Ta semua. All those things are home-based learn.
Right.
So it's more of towards I would say we learn the school of thought of Imam Ja'fari. I know that most of the viewers here may not heard of Imam Ja'fari, the school of thought, but it actually exists lah. Just that because it's not really spoken in Singapore, because the majority of Singapore punya Muslims follows the 4 mazhabs that is well known lah, which is Shafi'i, Hanbali, Maliki. I don't forget already the name, but that's why this idea of that school of thought called Imam Ja'fari. It's not really well versed, especially among the Malay Muslim community in Singapore. Most of it are being being practiced by Shias lah. And you can find them especially in Iran. So if you go Iran, you realize
Iran is Shia is majority of them.
Yes, correct. Majority, at least more than about 90%. So if you go there, you'll be exposed to this school of thoughts called Ja'fariyah.
Ja'fariyah.
We call it Ja'fari.
So Ja'fari tu macam kita ni macam like for me, I follow mazhab Syafi'i. So Ja'fari is yours lah.
So
technically apa? Macam kira mazhab ah.
Yeah. So Ja'fari comes from the name Imam Ja'far, one of the descendants of Rasulullah. One of the 6 imam of the 12 imams that Shiism adopts of the idea of Imamiyah.
Faham. So sabar aku try to understand balik. Syiah ada berapa imams? Ada 11.
So they believe of 12 Imams, since Imam Ali all the way to Imam Mahdi, which
Faham.
all Muslims technically believe that he's gonna come down.
Okay. Growing up as a Syiah, okay, back then kita start pada bila you are younger lah. Bila kau kecil tu kan back then kan. What age macam kau realise kat Singapore ni macam macam asal lah orang lain belajar macam tak faham dan kau ni Syiah. At what age did you realise that actually kau belajar tu different sikit?
Okay, so because I didn't go to like kindergarten, primary school, also not really exposed to your friends praying.
No one's
So I start to realize there was a difference in mazhab when I was in primary 6. When one of my friend invited me, Amim, you want to go to Solat Jumaat tak? I was like, okay.
Kau tak ada Solat Jumaat lah?
I mean, there's a different understanding of
Faham?
Why I don't pray Jumaat. But that one, nanti lah.
Okay. Can.
So I told him, yeah, why not? I follow you to the mosque lah. So that was the first time I went to the mosque. And when I went there, I realized, asal semua orang macam solat lain
Right.
Because Imam Ja'far, those who follow Imam Ja'far, in fact, mazhab, ada Hanafi or Maliki, solat straight kan?
Yeah.
So when I went there, the prayer started solat Jumaat kan. I was like, asal semua orang sedang, fold their arms, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a surprise lah, because back then when I was studying, my teacher, so-called back then, told me about the difference of school of thoughts lah. So I was quite well versed in that sense when I was a kid to learn about different mazhabs. Not learn in details, but the existence of different mazhabs. So automatically I know there's like different mazhabs lah and how they pray. So when I went there, it was my first time like seeing.
Nampak yeah.
So then that's when that was the first time I realized I need to, do I blend in or what do I do? So that was the first time I just solat as how I was taught lah.
Right.
So that was when first criticism ever in my life about my the way I practice my deen, right? Pakcik came to me and asked me, what's wrong with your hand? Like, why are you not folding your hand? And I don't know what to answer, right? So I just kept quiet. The pakcik was very angry lah. This is wrong, this is sesat. The Quran mentions that you should fold your arms. Till today I ask, like, ada ke Quran cakap ada full arms? So then that was the first criticism lah. Like, I don't know what to say, then I just kept quiet. Then I realized I don't want to go to the mosque because I will face these kind of issues lah.
Right. Okay, that was primary 6
Yep.
Primary 6. Okay, so so along the way tu, where do you learn macam kita ada madrasah, kita ada like for you macam is it macam you guys have your own ustaz yang ajar kat rumah ke macam mana?
Yep. So we have like Sunday classes. Back at there's a place lah. Right, so we would it's Jamaah also. They will host the place and then we will study there for an ustad who's I would say there's a credibility lah because they studied from Iran.
Faham.
And that's how we learn our Juz students from the school of Ja'fari. So like for example kalau wudu, all those we learn lah. So like what happens if a dog touches the saliva of a dog touches you, what do you need to do, right? So we do have classes for that on how to handle fikir punya issue.
Faham. Okay. Kita go on the basics lah. Macam perbezaan antara solat. Macam I think you know about Sunni. I think kita yang tak tahu tentang Syiah. Kan? Perbezaan solat macam mana? Macam bacaan sama ke atau? Okay,
so I understand that a lot of people, especially the Malay Muslims in the community, especially those yang follow Sunnis kan, and that is not really exposed to Syiah, thought that maybe dalam solat apart from the hand, for example like macam turba semua kan, like the stone, call it turba lah.
Is it compulsory to have the stone?
It's actually optional, so which I will talk about later on. So the question was
perbezaan solat.
Perbezaan kan. So actually in terms of bacaan, when during solat there's no difference. Like you still need to recite from the verses of the Quran.
Sama Al-Fatihah.
Al-Fatihah. So you need to follow Al-Fatihah. Then after that another surah lah that you can recite.
Sama. Rakaat sama. 5 solat sama.
Rakaat semua sama. There's no
Faham.
difference. Yeah.
Subuh, Zuhur, Asar semua sama lah.
Yes, correct.
Rakaat sama, cuma bezanya because you put your hands down, itu pun different mazhab pun ada yang tak fold their arms.
Yes, correct.
Kalau tahyah akhir macam because tahyah akhir macam mana?
Okay, ada difference. Okay, so kita try to follow according like.
Aku masih ipar.
Itulah. Okay, so from starting semua sama. Except that when second rakaat, kan selalu subuh korang buat kunut kan? Which is optional also lah.
Betul.
So dalam Ja'fari school of thoughts, it's actually optional, but most of us do it. So it becomes something that we often do it. So from like solat fajar or like Zuhur, Asar, Maghrib, Isya, second rakaat always do kunut. So it's optional, not wajib lah.
Faham.
So that's second rakaat. Third rakaat is the same thing, Fatihah. Then the last rakaat, like usually either Maghrib or Isya or Subuh. Tahiyatul akhir kan selalu korang akan ke kanan ke kiri kan, beri salam. So what we do is that, especially for the school of Ja'fari, before that we beri salam semua normal. We takbir 3 times. That's it. That's the end of the salah.
Selepas salam.
Yes.
Faham.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So takbir 3 kali, that's it lah. So don't have to like look right or look left.
Okay, faham. Tadi patah balik ke batu tu. Pertama, what's the stone called?
So we call it turba. So the next time you see someone who prays on that rock, not rock lah. Basically, it's not rock. It's actually made up of
clay.
It turned into clay. It's made up of like normal soil.
Faham?
Most of the soil comes from the land called Karbala. Yeah, so they chunk it up and make it into a clay lah. So it's 100% natural actually.
Faham.
And based on what I know, it's actually not wajib lah to pray on top of the turba. So in the event whereby, let's say, those who follow Ja'fari wants to pray don't have a turba. Right? Well, the next thing they would find is actually a piece of tissue.
Okay.
Yeah. Although even though they have sajadah, they will still need to put a tissue. So the logic is basically you need to make a sajda on top of something that is naturally 100% natural.
Right.
Yeah.
Pasal tissue is made of trees.
Yes.
Then because sejadah is synthetic.
Yes, something like that.
Faham. So at the end of the day, the reason being stone ke apa ke is bukan pasal stone tu necessarily, is about macam sujud tu nak kena benda yang datang daripada yang asal lah.
Yes, correct.
Faham.
Bumi, kira bumi tu.
Faham.
So a lot of misinterpretation whereby dorang sembah batu.
Faham.
Banyak sekali. If you go online, you see this Shia prays on top of batu. But these are, I would say, people who are ignorant lah, tak tahu, tak faham.
Yep.
So it's like you making on sajda. Sajda was something that wasn't invented during the time of Rasulullah. So it's something that you use because it's clean. You know it's clean. And because people have been doing, nenek moyang dah pakai, so automatically, even though you know the lantai is bersih, you still want to use sajda. Sajadah, sorry, not sajda, sajadah kan. So same thing lah. So if let's say a Shia, those who follow Ja'fari don't know that the lantai is clean, he or she has a turba, so use it lah. Something
faham.
Like that. And
faham.
Yeah lah, it's 100% natural.
Itu technically macam kau punya sejadah yang lagi senang nak simpan lah.
Yeah,
in a way lah.
Yes, correct.
Faham. Okay. This one sensitive sikit. Okay. Because now you're married, right? Is your wife macam Syiah atau macam when you kahwin with you then baru macam?
So my wife is also part of the Jemaah also. Yeah.
You kenal together when you belajar and everything, is it?
I know that she has within the same Jemaah lah. Just I get to know a few years later, something like that.
Okay, faham. I think it makes it easier lah sebab macam kalau if you kenal dengan a Sunni, then it's gonna be tu families akan macam
yes,
can definitely
something
lah.
like that.
Faham. Wow, this is very okay. Being an adult at this age right now, macam when you tell your friends, macam your friends know ke macam, atau some masih tak tahu, atau do you rather not tell them macam nanti have another conversation, malas aku nak berbual dengan dia ni?
Back then, this kind of conversation where I need to tell somebody happens a lot during my secondary school period of time. So now my close friends, which my close friends are mostly from secondary school and poly. Most of them, like all of them lah, close friends, I got 5 to 6 of them. Those are Shia. And they have no problems with it lah. So even kadang kita nak solat kan, kita keluar macam keluar together, you know, tengok bola semua kan. We will set a time to pray, and sometimes I become imam. If anybody wants to become imam, and if I become imam, they know I'm a Shia, and I'll just solat normal lah, something like that. So around them, I don't feel so called nak kena conscious lah around me. So around them, I just be myself. If I have to put turba, you know, something like that, and if I have to pray straight, I just do that.
Faham. Okay. I think I think as of now kan, the current world punya context macam always see Syiah tu based on macam tadi aku cakap dengan kau lah, based on social media of macam yang pukul badan, yang sepak-sepak dada ni semua macam so okay. Yang sepak-sepak dada tu aku this has something to do with Hassan, which is Rasulullah punya cucu, is it?
Hussein.
Hussein bukan Hassan.
Okay.
Aku salah
Tak apa, it's okay.
So it's Hussein. Yeah. So why they pukul dada?
Okay, so I think one of the main reason, biggest reason why people always have this idea of Shia sesat is because they've seen a lot of videos whereby
yang pukul berdarah.
So of course I would say that in any kind of sector in Islam, there's always an extremist,
yes,
right? So when you see those kind of videos, I would say that's extreme. I myself wouldn't agree with that kind of behavior, right? Where you hurt yourself to a point where you're bleeding. Doesn't make sense. So then you see another side whereby they don't pukul, they will just hit their dada. So that's the minimum.
Oh, it's the same thing actually.
It's the same. It's just a different, more like subtle, more macam tak violent lah.
Faham.
So one of the reasons why this happened during Muharram, right? We call it matam, right? Where it's not a wajib lah. It's not supposed to be wajib, right? It's just to symbolize because during the event of Karbala, Imam Hussein was shot more than I think 70 arrows lah. More than that. I forget the exact number, but the reason why they tepuk dada is just to have a sense of feeling how it feels like when Imam Hussein was being shot down by multiple arrows who were shot by Muslims lah.
Right.
Yeah. So that is serves to symbolize we want to feel the pain as what
Faham.
Imam Hussein, although not 100%, to feel just the type of it to get a sense of
symbolize lah.
Yeah, symbolize lah macam gitu.
Faham. Okay. Does Syiah pergi ke umrah?
Of course.
Yeah. Macam biasa lah.
It's one of not umrah. It's not rukun, but Hajj.
Hajj is still rukun apa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Question bagus. Kau tanya pasal rukun. Rukun sama. Rukun iman, rukun Islam.
So it's just that the difference is additional imamiyah lah. The belief in it, the 12 imams.
Rukun Islam ke? Is it?
Yes, something like that.
The 12. Okay, now cantik. Bagus kau punya conversation. The 12 imamiyah. Dia daripada Sayyidina Ali all the way sampai Imam Mahdi.
Yes,
correct. So kira kan macam these imams are yang set out in your beliefs macam set out to guide everyone sampai ke Imam Mahdi. Correct.
Guide in terms of like leadership and jurisprudence or something like that.
So the one that is before Imam Mahdi is siapa nama dia?
Okay, this one I need to check. I kind of, because I used to remember all these names, because then
it's okay.
a lot of times terlupa lah. But if you can search on the Google lah, it's there.
Right. Pandai kau tahu lah. Okay. Wow. Because it's really nice to talk to you and understand sebab in social media ke atau macam in anywhere, macam me as a Sunni, macam kita always dengar macam kau cakap tadi lah, macam orang kata oh Syiah tu sesat, Syiah this, and aku am the kind of person who I will always want to know fully and talk to the person itself and understand oh kenapa kau buat macam gini, oh gini, and which is true tadi you cakap lah, macam yang sampai berdarah-darah tu semua ekstremis, and ada je orang-orang yang Sunni yang ekstremis juga. So we cannot judge them based on that kan. Macam even the world itself tengok kita, agama kita as one, kita tak ada pecahan dia. And kalau orang kata kita teroris, kita dua-dua. Orang tak kata betul. Ini adalah Syiah je teroris atau Sunni je teroris kan. Betul. Dia akan kita cakap semua as together. So tak adalah perbezaan dia. Okay, betul ke kalau tadi aku cakap, aku tanya kau tapi maybe kau nak jawab kat sini lah. Orang cakap aku, kalau kau pergi masjid Syiah, kau sembahyang, nanti ada cleaner tunggu belakang kau, nanti kau habis sembahyang kan, orang cuci lah.
Tak, tu actually fake je lah. To just those,
aku takut.
I've seen that comment before online. Those are just hateful comment to stir up problems.
Right. Atau coincidence kot, memang dia tengah bersihkan.
Yeah, maybe, but there's no intention. Tak ada niat pun nak. It's stupid lah. It doesn't make sense.
Kan macam right, okay. Berapa dalam Singapore ada berapa banyak masjid Syiah?
As officially there's one only, but of course there's another place like it's called community lah, where even kalau solat Jumaat, they will perform the solat Jumaat there also. And this community, just to share a little bit, it's called Jafari Association. I mean, sometimes they do interfaith between like the health event whereby they invite Sunnis to just come and learn. So sometimes they do lah, which almost, I think every year they do. Last year they did something like that. So I mean, that is when I do encourage like those who really want to understand maybe a little bit. Then it's good lah to just give it a try to go.
Yep. Okay. Tadi aku nak tanya kau satu soalan tentang they said that macam Syiah, aku banyak kali soalan yang orang daripada negatif orang kata Syiah benci sahabat, benci Abu Bakar, benci Aisyah because of what happened dalam peperangan between Aisyah dengan Sayyidina Ali back then. So is that true, macam Syiah macam hate on kita punya para sahabat?
I would say there are some sectors, because like even Syiahs ada a couple of sections, like Sunni pun ada a couple of sections, right? Some goes towards the extreme whereby in every ceramah they will start off by saying laknat kepada all this. Others I would say like extremists lah. But even there's like, if it's not extremists, we would say that there's something that happened in history that we wouldn't recommend those acts to be done by a sahabat lah. Yeah. So for example, there's a peristiwa whereby after the death of Rasulullah wafat kan, so Umar just stormed in to the house of Fatima to a point whereby the door hits Fatima and she was headlined in that sense. And there was a couple of, like, for example, the peristiwa of Fadak, where the land of Fadak was supposed to be given to Fatima, but it was seized by the Sahabas. Right? So these are the peristiwa that historically is one of the reasons. There are many reasons why, especially the followers of Syiahs, doesn't really like I wouldn't say they hate the Sahabas. It's just more of the acts that they did, which is not supposed to be done by so-called Sahabat lah, the one who are closest to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's more of the act that the hate that was done upon the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right.
Okay, aku lagi satu lagi. Ini yang paling ekstrim aku dengar, aku macam terkejut lah. Ada orang kata yang Syiah mengatakan malaikat Jibril salah kasih wahyu, patutnya kasih wahyu kat Sayyidina Ali, tak patutnya kasih kat Rasulullah.
Tu definitely
itu aku dengar aku terkejut. Aku dengar aku terkejut.
I mean, any wise person would know that that's a very merepek benda.
Right.
Yeah.
Macam Syiahs do respect Ali in that sense, tapi tak adalah sampai turunkan martabat Rasulullah. Tak ada. In that sense, Rasulullah is still the highest lah among faham. Wow. That is very nice to see, to hear from you. Aku takut dia kau cakap aku, betul lah, takut aku.
but good that you surfaced that, so that maybe most of the Malay Muslim community in Singapore thought that was real, but actually it's not lah. So just be mindful when you read some stuff online. Jangan terus percaya lah, because it could be some devilish, sentence to just stir up fights between our community. Betul.
Okay. Do you belajar macam korang macam buat hari raya semua biasa sama hari haji sama
Maulidur Rasul we don't I mean we do, but we just do a
Not on
small
specific
majlis
on,
lah. Yeah.
bukan on this month sajalah. Macam
No, I mean like when the day with of the Prophet, when he was born, we just do a majlis to commemorate his birth, something like that lah.
Faham. So buat okay lah. Benda tu
Sama
tak ada
juga lah.
macam bid'ah bukan lah.
I mean, it's still an innovation.
It is
but,
an innovation.
But it's a good. I would say it brings people to remember Rasulullah lah.
Yep.
Remind us of
Because yalah ada yang certain
yeah,
people would, you know.
Definitely.
Tak ada cakap. Aku takut aku kena attack. So aku tak cakap.
I mean, I would say everyone has their own opinion. If let's
Betul.
say, I would say that some people would really hate this bid'ah. It's
Yep,
fine for
yep.
them. It's their own opinion, right?
Yep,
But some
yep,
people know that it's a bid'ah, but it reminds them of the Rasul. And
Betul.
because of that Maulid Rasul, they are more encouraged to pray. I mean, that's good for them. Then let it be lah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because for me, there's no harm you want to do Maulidur Rasul at any time of the year pun, sebab macam ia mengagungkan Rasulullah. Kita selawat atas Nabi, you know, remembering the sacrifices of Rasulullah. I think it's fine lah. Macam it is an innovation, of course, because Rasulullah didn't do it back then. But I don't think there is any wrong kalau kita buat kot, kan?
But I would say as long as it improves your relationship with Allah SWT, I think at the end of the day nothing can judge you lah other than Allah SWT.
Right. Okay, aku nak kita go off daripada Syiah punya topik sikit kan, pasal the heavy ni kan. I think maybe we can share with people out there what do you do actually for a living?
I do help I'm a financial consultant. I mean, I do help families and individuals who look for, you know, like financial plannings, all those stuff. So from insurance to investment, so this is what I do lah for my living.
Prudential
Yeah.
How is it? Before this, what were you working as?
I was working as a IT engineer, more of security side.
Kau daripada IT engineer kau jadi FA. Why? Isn't it more macam stable?
Definitely was stable lah. So let me just off topic for a while.
When
I wanted to make a jump, a lot of people was like, "You crazy or not? You have a stable job."
Aku nak cakap gitu juga.
So I mean, my job was stable in terms of monetary, and also the fact that I had a flexible. I mean, I was my own. I can decide when I want to come to office and stuff like that.
Right.
But at that point in time, because I back during my teenage years, I was heavily involved in mosque activities.
Right. Kita belum sentuh situ, betul.
So that's why I said not to that can divert later.
Pandai kau.
And then one day I was just like questioning behind the computer, what am I doing for the community lah?
Masya Allah.
So then dapat tahu one of my used to be YDO, Youth Development Officer, who was working in was an ustad lah. Actually joined this industry, and he was sharing his life, and I was like quite impressed lah, because he was one of the main reason why I actually joined back mosque after those couple of incidents,
Right.
which we shut it on. So when I saw that he was actually getting a team, I straight away texted him like I'm interested to join. So that's how it came about. I joined this industry, and one of the main reason also because I want to join a leader who I looked up to before in terms of agama also.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why I'm in here lah.
Okay, apa nama dia? Just like when you were talking about you used to be in the mosque. So you used to work for the mosque?
I used to volunteer, the youth stuff. Yeah.
How was that?
For 10 years.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Tengok kan tak jadi volunteer. So wait, what age to what age?
When I was 14 sec 2 14 sec 2 lah. So 14. So what happened was that I went one day. I just decided, you know what? Let me just go to the mosque again lah.
Which mosque was this? Macam if you don't mind.
North side lah, Masjid Anwar gitu.
Faham.
Macam gitu Masjid Anwar.
Apa yang kau dah sembunyi?
Yeah. Okay. So it happens after solat Jumaat also. I just I made a dua lah, small one. I am tired lah, technically. Show me some guidance, Show me guidance lah, not some guidance. Then tiba-tiba this guy start tepuk my shoulder. Hey, you want to eat like biryani or something back in the office? Okay, why not? Let's go. So we sat down in the office, and then apparently this ustad was a YDO. He was finding youth to participate in mosque activities lah. So I was very interested lah. I thought, actually maybe it's an answer from Allah lah. Like straight away after I make dua, straight away some guy tapped me on the back and asked me about participating in the mosque activities. So from there, a few weeks later, after I volunteer, I was called to a room and was asked, do you want to be a part of the community, youth community lah? That's when I straight up said that I wanted to confess something to them and said that for your info, I'm actually not a Sunni, right? And I said that I follow a different school of thought. So they will said something that for which stick to me till today lah. So he said that I don't care, aku tak kisah kau mazhab apa, asalkan kau sembah Allah. From that moment I was like, gila lah. Macam I didn't know this kind of person exist. So from that day onwards, I was committed to just go to the mosque and serve the mosque. But that was just the beginning of a tough journey for me actually.
Right, why?
Because after I joined, so technically I was exposed to more of social life, right? I need to socialize with other Muslims, youth. That's when I faced a couple of criticisms and problems along the way. Right. So along the way, when I was involved in planning for like camps and stuff like that, a couple of youth actually knew, I don't know how they knew it, but they knew I was a Shia. So sometimes what they would do is that they would purposely do all these stupid, they will do these stupid actions, right? Just to macam kacau me lah. And that point of time, I was like, like this stuff is still ongoing, right? And some would even stare me in the eyes and macam look sideways and stuff like that lah. But what reassured me was that the Asatiza back then, who was so-called the group of people who was handling the youth lah. And whenever they see this group of youths does stuff like that, they will look at me and they will say, it's okay, calm down, relax. So from then, that's when I realized that actually it's not the mosque that is a problem, it's just the people. So because of this Asatiza, and that's why I realized that Asatiza also plays a role.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So if let's say you pergi belajar agama and then tiba-tiba Asatiza cakap, this ajaran sesat, that ajaran sesat without proper understanding, that could also breed hatred for the students. And whenever they see, Shia ni sesat and stuff like that. So to me, that also plays a part. So when this Asatiza, when I realized they are different, they instead of just preaching, they
very welcoming and and technically they protect kau juga in a way.
Something like that. So that is one of the reasons that keep me realize that actually it's okay. Like people gonna hate you, but there are those who actually love you. And that's how I managed to stay for 10 years in the youth so-called mosque stuff like that.
I think this is a very good lesson for everybody out there yang tengah mendengar Rasulullah, because your one word you have no idea how much it can impact someone until this point. Macam back then kau cakap kau was 14 and now how old are you again?
27.
Kau masih ingat muka budak tu yang stay kau?
Yeah, tapi also, but I wouldn't say that, but they are nice people though. They're nice people. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's just because masuk tu orang masih budak-budak. I would say they're still ignorant. So now that because I still do talk to some of them. And now they already know that I do prayers in different mazhab, right? They are very open to talk about it. Every time we pray together, they know they are fine with me, solat straight. So I would say that don't hate these kind of people, because sometimes you want to pity them because they don't have that proper education back then, maybe from their house or from the madrasah that they came from, right? So until they grow up, they are more exposed to
they didn't adapt.
Not just adapt, but they are capable to explore more. So they start to actually this Shia does exist in the world. The majority, if you go Umrah, you realize when you go there, not everyone prays like how you pray. The school of a lot of Wahhabis, Maliki, all those people. It's been the Shah who comes down and do that. So this kind of experience will teach people that you cannot just assume that you're correct, and then you can blame everyone else, and you can start hating and blame that you're wrong and stuff like that. So just give them time lah.
And I think for me, to me macam focus on your own ibadah first sebelum kau ingin menghukum orang.
Yes.
Kau tengok orang lain, oh dia ni buat salah, but like the one I shared with you just now lah. The ones that is gonna attack you atau macam menghukum, macam oh kau tahu tak ini Syiah, kau tahu dia ni kan, dia solat habis dia buat belakang buat ni kan. Usually ada ignorant people lah. The ones yang honestly I don't think sometimes orang tak solat pun. Macam nak komen-komen tapi komen pasal bab agama, tapi dia sendiri tak menutup aurat dia. Macam in that sense macam kind of weird for me lah. Macam you, to me, because I'm a firm believer of muhasabah diri. Always self-reflect diri first before you want to say about others. Because diri kita ni banyak cacat celah, and kita can never run away from buat dosa atau membuat kesilapan. Kita manusia apa. No matter how much kita nak be careful, soal hati tu kita tak boleh control.
Betul.
So there's one thing yang sometimes you macam you see someone yang macam let's say dia macam weird sikit lah. Let's say dia pass by you tak nak cakap, tapi hati you akan cakap. Hati you akan sini pelik ke kan? Yeah. And you feel bad about it kan? Macam why does my heart say this? So itu adalah, to me, adalah kekurangan kita sebagai manusia. Betul. So kita nak kena fight diri tu dulu. Sebelum kita dapat control diri kita tu, apa kita nak menghukum orang yang memang dia sedang beribadah? Betul. Cara dia macam mana pun, like what your ustaz say lah, I don't care whatever you believe in, asalkan kau sembah Allah sama dengan aku. Khalas, itu je yang paling important lah. Kan? Masya-Allah. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much for coming down and sharing and kasih aku a very good insight. Sebab there was one more guy that actually I wanted to interview, but he didn't want, because to me honestly, for you to be able to come here, aku respect kau for the guts that you macam, and you also shared with me macam before this you also macam fikir macam nak ke tak nak macam, but that is very nice. Aku hope that this sharing itself is going to benefit everybody else untuk tidak menghukum and memahami that ada macam-macam mazhab pun. Kadang-kadang ada orang nak kata pasal Syiah, aku tanya dia mazhab apa, dia tak tahu.
Itulah kan.
Kan macam kau cepat menghukum. Engkau mazhab apa? Aku mazhab tu apa? Lagi kelakar. So belajarlah ilmu agama tu. Betul, ilmu agama tu penting. Solat 5 waktu tu penting. Rukun Islam lah. Generally lah kan, itu peganglah kuat-kuat untuk menjaga korang lah. Okay, any last Syarot, if you want to say anything?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say that because recently when I saw this social like they asked this ustad questions that was sensitive to us, to a Muslim. So this ustad, one of the question was, is the mosque only for the Sunnis? Then this ustad was like, regardless of your Shia or Sunni, you can pray at the mosque, right? So this was reason. So it brings me back to when I was still during that teenage years where I faced a lot of problems, right? One of the incident where I accidentally left my turba on the ground. Then when I came back, a lot of Jemaah was not circling, but was like gathering at that one turba.
Serious lah?
Everyone was like, ni apa benda ni? Then I was like, should I just go walk off, or I need to take my turba back? So I just take back. So I slowly creep in between them. I pretend to like, apa ni? Then I was the one who pick up, apa ni? Then I look at that turba. I just turn around, I just walk. Then they all like looking at me, apa sih dia ni? So I didn't see anything. So I hope that I feel there's a lot of changes nowadays. So when I go to mosque, right? Sometimes I do look at the surroundings. If I do pray around like those elderlies, right? I need to do what we call it taqiyah. Yeah. So another thing is about taqiyah is that I'm not sure if you guys have heard it. Taqiyah is not supposed to like you want to tipu your kawan tau. Like, oh, actually I'm a Shia, but I want to tipu you that I'm a Sunni. It's not. That's not how taqiyah works. Taqiyah, when a person performs taqiyah, is to actually avoid any conflicts or any harm towards that particular person. So because I experienced it before, right? Whereby after I pray anak salam, my jemaah on the side straight away look at me like just dia tak nak salam pun. Dia macam like, kau ada problem is it? Tangan kau cacat is it? So I was like, terperanjat lah. Aku just nak salam. Like salam is just so because of that, I believe like even the Shias in Singapore, when they go to mosque, they have to do taqiyah lah. One of the reason why they do taqiyah is because of that worry, takut
kena kecam.
Kena kecam. So if it's like if it makes the community better, if you see anyone who does that, or if you know your friend who Shia, just reassure them lah when they're at the mosque. It's fine. If anyone will kecam you, I protect you, something like that lah. So slowly, I think especially the Malay Muslim are getting better lah in terms of
the understanding and acceptance.
Correct.
Because knowledge is getting out lah, better
Yes,
lah.
correct.
Faham. Masya-Allah. Thank you so much everybody. Thank you so much everybody for listening as well, and then thank you to you for spending your time over and spend layan orang karaoke kat sebelah lagi kan. For the last 40 minutes lah. Kalau korang ada lagi soalan-soalan yang ingin ditanyakan, aku boleh saja nanti kasih kat dia, nanti dia akan menjawab lah insyaAllah. Atau maybe dia boleh bring dia punya own asatizah dia sendiri. Yang you have your own asatizah, right? Macam yang Syiah punya gurus adalah kan.
Yeah, I would say
Faham. Yalah, maybe that can kasih insights deeper to your beliefs and your understanding. Tapi actually benda tu lebih kurang sama je actually. Kan?
Actually, if I can just say it outright.
Go ahead.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Shia actually.
Okay,
I was raised a Shia, but along the years, I'm not sure if you want to put this on record or not. But I would say I'm not a Shia. I'm a Muslim. And I know people out there gonna say, "Oh, you're this on a Shia," but I feel that I'm just a Muslim. Regardless if you feel that you're supposed to be one of the side, I don't care. But I'm a Muslim because there are some things that the ideology of Shiism, I myself after a couple of years feel that it ain't right lah. Because most of the time when I have issues with learning something new, I tak faham kan. Be it for my class, I would just draw back to the Quran.
Yep.
And if I feel that Quran tak pernah mention this kind of teachings,
Contradicts
ideology
ke,
then I wouldn't
listen lah macam
not
believe.
listen. I would just I wouldn't take it.
Tak absorb lah.
Tak absorb.
Tak jadikan sebagai satu amalan lah.
Yep. So now, even now sekarang ni kan, I there are some things that that as a Shia you do, I don't do. Because I feel that I don't have the proper, or I tak yakin that this is something that I should do or not.
If you don't mind, like example of.
So for example, like you know the Muharram, right? Like you're supposed to, not supposed, like it's best that you to go down to a mosque, to a majlis, and then you commemorate, and then you cry, you know, for that. I mean, you know, you've seen those videos, people cry. I myself don't believe that lah. Like where if Muharram you want to hear stories about what happened to Imam Masih and Karbala, that's fine. But if you want to extend beyond those knowledge to your emotions, you can, but you do it on your personal space.
Yep.
Because the problem
Bukan
is
you go around to a place to cry together.
yes, and the problem is that you mixed up with same genders.
Oh.
Yeah, and then for example, I mean not mixed up and duduk sebelah-sebelah lah. Lelaki kat depan, perempuan kat belakang. But the problem is that when you cry, especially the ladies kan kena jaga. So when you cry out loud, I mean men at the front can hear, for example, and then men cry. I mean, to me, it's not something that I believe Rasulullah would do during his time. To cry out loud for something that happened decades ago that where you're not present lah. If you want to share to your kids about what happened at Presto Kabbalah and learn lesson from it, that's fine. So those kind of things, I myself, I told my wife, if you really want to go down, you have to ask yourself, is it something that makes sense? Like you go down and cry and stuff like that. And another thing is it something that was done by the Prophet? Macam itu. So
itu the killer answer every time. Macam Rasulullah buat tak?
So macam itu lah. So there are a lot of things. I've never actually shared this with my own family members lah. And those my jemaah from the Shia. So I mean, some of them know that. Some even within my Shia community is themselves. When I share all this stuff with them, when I question them, like you know this Imamiyah and stuff like that, right? they would say, oh, kau belum dapat hidayah lagi. So
Astaghfirullahalazim.
but that's fine to me because I'm like used to those comments. So I was like, tak apa, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay lah. I mean, you do you, I do you. At the end of the day, I would say how I say to my friend.
What if this is the hidayah that they didn't get?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say like I 100% go to like Shafi because at the end of the day, you are still on the hijrah.
Yep. Kita hijrah sampai kita mati lah.
Yes,
actually,
exactly. Yeah.
To me, but I'm very it's very commendable punya thing that you did pasal macam, because at the end of the day kau patah balik, kau ingat pada Rasulullah, kau ingat pada Quran, and kau mencari Allah, and kau minta Allah guide, and kau tahu benda tu it's going to be a process, a journey itself, and this is your journey that you are sharing with us, which aku am so grateful that you shared about that part, because I don't think anybody else akan share benda-benda macam ni sebab this is personal to you. But insyaAllah aku mendoakan kau, everything is going to be smooth for you. May Allah grant you hidayah and istiqamah straight all the way, insyaAllah. And yes, I also see you as a Muslim. Aku tak see kau as a Syiah, bro. Kalau aku see kau as a macam, because kalau aku see kau as a Syiah tu macam is a segregated, macam kau a different religion. Tak, aku see kau as a Muslim because this Oyeka is a Islamic podcast. Kalau aku see kau as a different religion tu dah pelik sikit lah. So but thank you so much. Aku really appreciate. InsyaAllah aku will have more conversation with you. And you stay nearby. InsyaAllah aku boleh invite kau lagi untuk tanya kau benda-benda lebih mendalam. Okay, kalau korang ada soalan-soalan yang ingin korang tanyakan kepada dia, if you want him to whatever lah, ada comment section tu, kau boleh just comment. InsyaAllah nanti aku akan pass kat dia, nanti aku akan suruh dia jawab lah. Takkan aku jawab lain benda nanti.
Tengoklah macam mana
Okay, jangan lupa can I tag you in your Instagram as well?
Can
Because kalau siapa yang nak sign up dengan dia juga, he does financial advising, he does insurance and investments lah. So you guys kalau dah dengar dia berbual kan, nanti kalau nak tanya lebih tu, kau pergi sign up dengan dia, nanti dia cerita. Korang jangan call dia setakat berbual pasal ni, ketuk orang kau nanti. Okay, sehingga kita berjumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.